Well, how y'all doing this evening? This BP and I'm on the porch. I was listening the other day to a guy talk about church, and he told a little story about some folks, a family who hadn't been to church in a spell, and they decided they was going to try church again. Well, they went, and they went through the services and left and got home, got around the dinner table there, and the daddy spoke up and said, well, preacher was a little long-winded, and he sure did holler a lot. And he said, looked over his wife and said, what'd you think, darling? And she said, that choir sang out of tune every tune. I don't know what kind of worship leader they got. Well, the mama looked down at her daughter and she said, well, what'd you think about it, darling? And she said, the sound system was just flat out terrible. You couldn't tell heads or tails what's going on. Well, they all three had their say, and so they looked down at the end of the table there to their young son, and they were all staring at him. And he looked at him and he said, well, I got this to say. I thought it was a pretty good show for a nickel. You know, that's what a lot of people think, that you go to church to get entertained. Nah, that ain't what it's all about. It ain't about the music. It ain't about the worship leader. It ain't about whether the preacher's too loud or the choir can't sing. It's about you connecting with God on a personal basis and giving Him worth through your worship. That's all it's about. It's not about you and how you get a good feeling and how they treat you and how they do all those things. Folks, we got the wrong idea, and it's high time we start getting the right idea about church. It's a corporate fellowship of believers who unite together to put the kingdom of God forth to the whole world through His Son, Jesus Christ. We need to go to church so we can get filled up with the Spirit and meet God, so we can go out into this old world and make a difference. I don't know if you know or not, but the only way this old world is going to change is Jesus. You got any other idea about some sort of president, whether he's a Republican or a Democrat or a new plan socialism, all that is flat out nonsense, craziness. It's Jesus. It's hearts changing and putting Jesus in the place He ought to be. That's what'll change America. And it starts with me and you worshiping God through His church. He built it. He ordained it. You and me ought to love it. That's all I got to say about that. Hey, BP, gonna sign off right now. Come back and visit me again here on the porch.